All right. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another Let's Talk About Transformers. So basically, this is, I get some buddies of mine and we just talk about Transformers. It's a good, easy, quick thing to do, and I really have fun doing this. So today, as always, I got some special guests. I have some boys from the Stasis Lock. They are Beast Wars podcast. I said program, and I'll
No, call us
definitely.
a program. I'm going to change all the logos now. It's going to say the Beast Wars program.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it could be a program. So, and I'm gonna put their link in my description after this and all that stuff. Definitely go follow them. They're on a new platform now. They're on Dakota's, the Primal Sabbath channel now, not the other one, the other guy. But I have Tyler from Tyler G from he's the Beast Wars fanatic. How are you doing, man?
Hello.
And I have Dakota. He is another Beast Wars fanatic, but he likes other stuff than just Beast Wars. So he's
Also all around just robots. I like some robots.
exactly.
I mean, that's me too, but like I don't ever undermine the Matthias.
Right, yeah, but you are, I would say 95% Beast Wars most
Yeah.
of it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so yeah. So
Does it count if like even though I'm 100% on my Beast Wars, if it's still like only 50% of my stuff?
Dude, it can be anything you want, man. Whatever you want to collect or whatever. I don't know, man.
You know what, man? As long as you're happy,
I know.
that's like whenever Southern moms are just like, oh bless your heart, they're really like, oh he's dumb.
They pat you on the head, like,
Yeah,
he's so special. He's so special.
bless
But
your heart, you little idiot.
I want to say thank y'all very much for joining me. I want to say, give a big shout out or, happy Memorial Day. Today is a special day for the people that, have fought and died for our country, except for Canada. Not you, Tyler. You don't count.
Yeah, Tyler,
Um,
you're out of this.
But
Sorry, eh?
I just want to say, a big, shout out to those guys and everything. Like I said, I'm a veteran, so luckily I was never put in that situation to die for my country. But, I could have. But I want to, just give a big shout out to all those people that have passed for our rights and freedoms and everything. So yay! All right. Today we are going to talk about. Let's just talk about Beach Wars. No, I'm just kidding. Basically, so yesterday I went toy hunting. Was it yesterday? Yeah, Saturday. No, I'm sorry, 2 days ago. I went toy hunting, and I found a Borderlands Krieg. Is it Krieg? Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. I thought it was Craig and Day Day, to be honest. So that's fine.
I got old Craig from Borderlands. He comes with a 12-pack with
Uh-huh.
some smoking cigars.
An American flag with an eagle in the background. So yeah, I went and bought this. I went to GameStop and it was $22. It's not much. It's not going to break the bank or anything, but it got me thinking: do we just buy stuff just to buy stuff? Like, do we still get a rush? Like, when you get an online order or you get that notification, especially when you're checking the tracking number and everything, do you still get a rush to buy stuff? And do we just buy stuff just to buy stuff? Like when we're out toy hunting, like, instead of wasting our time, not finding anything, do we just find something just like, I'll buy that just cause, just cause. So do y'all ever do that? Do y'all ever go out when y'all toy hunting, or do y'all just go online, on stuff? Do y'all just buy stuff just to buy it?
I'll be honest, man. I am pretty much 100% online shopper now. I'm very hesitant when it comes to anything mainline, mostly for space reasons, and like I got to keep everything condensed into one room. It's a fairly small room. It's not like a closet or nothing, but it still has its limits. So I usually do all that online buying, and most of the stuff I know something that I for sure am gonna want before it's even put up for pre-order. It's just waiting on a pre-order or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I still I've said I'm complete with my collection, and meanwhile I'm still getting stuff in the mail, right? So
Yeah.
it's like I move that bar every time I get complete. I'm like, well, I can do with some more of these. Like with Beast Machines, I was like, well, I'm just gonna have one of everything, and that's it. And I was like, well, the Predacons, Viacons side of that, Beast Machines universe era shelf is pretty bare compared to the Maximals Autobots side.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, I guess I can troop build some of these, right? Get some variants and some deco differences and things like that. Like add a little bit of variety to the shelf.
Yeah.
So, I do that, and it's like at this point, like I'm kind of just literally just buying them to buy them, just to beef up the display. It's like there's no real need. Like I don't need two of the Hasbro motorcycle drones, even though I got those before I got the Takara thrust. But
Right.
that's one of those deals where I was like, well, they were cheap enough, and here they are, so let's get them.
So you're just buying stuff just because of display, because you're missing stuff at the display. So why don't you just make the display smaller then?
Because of it's not like, okay, so the Beast Machines and Universe stuff is on top of the Detolfs that I have all of my Beast Wars stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
And fortunately, like for Beast Wars, like the entire line, both Japanese lines, all the exclusives, and then even some of the other things that just sort of tie into it,
Mm-hmm.
they all fit comfortably in 6 Detolfs. So I wanted to utilize the space on top of them. I got 3, and then I got a Calyx in the middle, then I got 3 more. In the middle, I put like autographs, and just there's a wayward shelf of good guys up there too, and all that. But
Okay.
so it has to be like there's no way I can shorten the tops of those 3 Detolfs, right?
Okay.
Because they're all bases, But that's essentially why, because it's all part of that display, I guess. And I will say this though, like I was in Walmart, just I can't remember what I was there for. It may have been for an oil change actually.
Yeah.
And I decided just to go look in the toy section, and I saw the Siege Megatron, and I'd been reading the comic, and I was like, you know what? At the very least, I'll pick this up. It was after I got the GT Megatron. I really liked the GT Megatron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I still have that, and like I'm looking at like most of the stuff on my wants list now is either extremely hard to find, impossible to find, or just very expensive stuff. But it's mostly just the fact that it's impossible to find. So I always have this chunk of money burning a hole in my pocket. And like I was like, man, I could just order all of the Wave 1 and Wave 2 Siege toys that have appeared in the current comic book.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I decide like after 12 issues I really like this story and where it's going, I'm going to want the toys to go with it. But
you don't have to though.
But that's the thing, like right, but it's like I enjoy that, and it's like I was going for a full Lost Light crew. Just the crew of the Lost Light, and I was like, well, that's going to be impossible to complete, just because of there's some characters that just are never going to get toys, like Tripodica. The little robot turns into a tripod. We're never going to see that. So
Bots might give it to you.
Maybe like hard maybe on that one, but still like I was just like, well, so I sold off all of the non like quote unquote Team Rodimus guys. And I think I kept the monster bots just because I think the monster bots are cool. Like as a unit, I'll find a place for those guys for sure.
Yeah.
But I kept like the core, the stars of the book, let's just say.
Yeah.
And but at this point, yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of like, I'll, like just to have, like you said, that rush of checking a tracking number, knowing I got something coming in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely where I'm at right now, because like I need something to supplement until I do find that next big ticket item, and there's not very many of those big ticket items left. It's like 2. So in between that, like I want to have like some satisfaction of getting some stuff in the mail,
Okay, cool. Well, let's hear from Tyler. Tyler, do you, like I said, you are like 95% Beast Wars. Do you ever, find yourself just buying stuff online or just going, do you ever go toy hunting? Do you ever do that? Are you into the mainline stuff or anything like that?
Well, for Transformers, I specifically stick to Beast Wars. I don't venture outside of that.
Okay.
So since Beast Wars ended in 1999 and Beast Machines 2001, those are the only figures from Transformers that I go after. I have a handful of figures for sentimental reasons, but not enough for me to want to collect a whole line of something.
Okay.
I do, however, go out hunting all the time, though, because since I've limited myself very strictly to only Beast Wars or Beast Wars related, I've kind of opened myself up to different lines of collecting. Like I went down the Gundam path, and I started buying all the kits just for the building aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I completed the 6 models that I actually wanted for display, I kind of stopped that, and I'm just kind of picking up the ones now that are slowly trickling out that I'm interested in, which is all of Gundam Wing. Um, I've got the Kotobukiya Metabot sets, which again I'm cherry picking just the ones that I want from the first season of the show. Zoids, and I've been kind of venturing down some video game figures. So I have the two Army of Two figures, Salem and Rios. I've got the same Borderlands figure you have, and I'm after the rest of the line because Borderlands is one of those games that I just absolutely fell in love with.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of. It's not so much that I'm. I wouldn't say that I'm hunting per se, but I'm optimistic to finding new things that fit within the environment of my collecting.
Right. Okay. So so the rush for you is probably like, especially on the Transformer side, is probably a lot bigger than what it is for me and Dakota, because we don't just collect Beast Wars stuff, we collect everything, so we can find stuff easily. Now for
Correct.
you, it's a lot more harder to find stuff because Beast Wars, unless it's a masterpiece, so you're not getting a lot of stuff for Beast
Right.
Wars. So it's probably a bigger rush for you when you get something Beast Wars like.
It is. So I still have a few pieces to collect. Well, I have quite a few pieces to collect from the old line, along with the BotCon stuff, but not nearly as much as, say, someone like you or Dakota would have, or Dalton even, who who collects a whole variety of lines. I'm with third party 100%. I do believe they should be a thing, and I am 100% on board with it. I just don't have a lot of it because none of it fits what I'm after. Like there's the Perfect Effect stuff, which is nice. I had the Guerrera and Mega Dorigan, but it was too far away from the aesthetic that I wanted for Beast Wars, and they were just kind of too pricey for my blood, so they stood out from everything else that I had. So I decided to just, I was probably just better off without them. But I also have the Generation Toy Gorilla and the Leonidas, which look great together because they're both Season 1 characters. Season 1's a big thing for me when it comes to Beast Wars 2, so I held on to those two. And then just Masterpiece. Those are like my high end, but everything else from Beast Wars, like I'll get the Generation figures that come out or the updated Chug stuff like the Throne of the Primes and the Optimal Optimus that just came out, but like I don't really mess with any of the cars and trucks and stuff. Beast Wars is 100% wholly my niche of Transformers. I love all the fiction. I've watched Prime. I want to start watching animated, and I've gone through a few of the series. I've even watched G1 almost in its entirety. I love all the fiction. It's just as far as collecting goes, Beast Wars is the only one that hits that or checks that box for me.
Yeah, interests you, yeah.
Exactly. So,
See, that reminds
where I
me.
draw the line.
That I was gonna say that reminds me. Like I completely forgot that I started collecting Prime figures again. Like I just wanted to get the core cast.
Good job, man.
I think I've only got like one or two left to get because like I had most of them and then like I couldn't get breakdown, and it was at a time where I was like I'm not gonna spend that kind of money on a breakdown. And then like I kept like 3 or 4 of them and sold off the rest, and now I'm just like, well, I think like first edition Prime, Arachnid, and the 2 Predacons from Predacons Rising, I think is all I have left. There may be 1 or 2 more. I'm just forgetting. Bumblebee, I think, but either way, like it's not a big ensemble cast that you have to buy into. And I love Transformers Prime, but it's like I kind of shifted focus and trying to get these final like beast machines like Viacons and stuff like that I wanted to finish up. So like I reallocated.
Did you think you shifted?
I think a lot of it just had to do with like whatever I see. Because it's like I will, I went on that and I still got to pick up the ones that I bought from Joe. I'm picking those up at Robocon. But like I think once I get those, that'll kind of reignite the spark that I had to get the final few. It's not that they're overly expensive. I could just buy them all right now and wait for them to come in. But Then I saw like someone on the boards posted that they found a Beast Wars Returns or Japanese Beast Machines Thrust, and that they got it for like $65. And I was like, man, I want it. So I searched for it and I found one for 75, and so I got it. And then like I was on Yahoo Japan and I saw the Japanese Beast Machine Striker, and it was like it was an auction. I think I ended up getting it for $30, and I was like, all right, sweet. So like that's where the attention span goes. I think prior to that, it was I started looking at the pictures of like the Siege G2 Sideswipe, and I'm like, well, I want that now. I want to go get all the that G2 BotCon 2010 stuff that I sold. I want to get that back now. So now like Prime's taking a back seat to the other main part of my collection, which is all exclusives. And like I'm starting to develop this affinity to G2, and I don't know if it's just because it's the next closest thing to Beast Wars and Beast Machines, because it was it was early 90s. It was mostly all repaints, but I don't know if I would be going in on a full vintage G2 line, or I just want all these classics updates for sure, because it crazy colors and rap commercials and all that other awesome stuff that came with G2.
Yeah, I mean G2. A lot of people like G2, and it reminds you, of when you the tail end of Transformers almost. I guess for the G1 stuff and everything. So I can understand why a lot of people want the G2, because it's so gaudy looking that you're just like, man, it looks so terrible, but I want it. It looks beautiful.
I'll be honest. I think my thing is like I have to be chasing a unicorn, right? Like I want to have a full G2 Minosaur. For the longest time, I could have cared less. I just wanted the breakdown. Now I have the breakdown. Now I want the full set. And I know how I can get it. And it's not the one that's been sitting on eBay forever, because that one's not going to sell for like the means that I would have to pick one up would be for a little under half of what that cost.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, I mean it's not, but still, dude, you're looking at like you're looking at $9,000.
Man,
You know what I mean? Like
I ain't spending $9,000 on a Transformer.
That's a lot of on 5 of them, but yeah, that's a lot of paper.
Let me ask
but
you.
It's like that's my thing. I gotta chase these dragons. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, stop doing mushrooms and stop drinking. Well, let me ask you this. So, going back to what Tyler was saying, what his, he didn't like the Perfect Effect stuff. So, are y'all in on the Legends, like that new from Iron Factory, the Red Dragon, and they're doing a Optimus Primal too? And are you the Transformer Elements? They're doing the Arachnid. Black Arachnia and Rat Trap. Are y'all in on that stuff? Because it is.
For me, I'm in on the Black Arachnia and the Rat Trap only because the Season 3 bots, the Primal and Megatron from Season 3, have been done to death.
That's took the words right out of my mouth. It's just like the only Season 3 Primal and Megs I want now is Masterpiece scale. You know what I mean? And we're getting one with JX. We're getting the Megatron. Then they showed off a silhouette of a Tigerhawk and whatever, and that's all well and good. And that's Masterpiece. That's where I'm wanting, because that's going to be the next big shelf build.
I think that'll be our fans' toys.
Absolutely, 100%.
I think Figure JX, if they can, like, we still haven't seen their first product, but if they put out a competent first product, which it looks like they're going to, they're sparing no expense, and Beast Wars fans are no stranger to putting out top dollar for top quality. But I feel like if that's the case, then they are going to be our fans' toys. Because you can already just see in the videos that they're posting about like the scratch resistant paint they're using for Megatron's chest.
Just the accurate paint, and it looks it's like automotive grade paint. It's crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah, I mean it looks like they poured in the metal flex and mixed it up. Like that's how great that that paint job. It just looks, but then of course it also sticks. To answer the question, go ahead.
As far as Legends go, I'm definitely in. I'm in on that. I'm in on the Toy World Transmetal Megatron.
Okay.
My thing is, if it's Beast Wars, I'm in. but I'm not going to I'm not going to play into the saturated market thing. I'm not going to buy every single one. I'm going to pick and choose because no offense to any G1 fans, but the G1 fans have been dealing with that for a long time, and a lot of people seem to fall for it, whereas I am just going to wait until everything's out, and I will pick the best one for me as once I see what's out there.
So
That's some
you heard it here first. He says he's better than everybody in G1. So
that's something else though, man. Like I've seen this play out with everyone that collects everything G1 related. I've dabbled in third party. It's mostly for those comic book designs because that's there were two things I loved getting back into Transformers, and it was Transformers Prime and the IDW comics. So those two things are near and dear, close to Beast Wars for me. But I see just how all these different companies are pumping out all this different product, and they're just eating it all up, and they're all broke. And I'm like, well, I really gotta, once this does start happening to Beast Wars, I gotta play it smart. I love Iron Factory, to kind of go back to the original question. I love Iron Factory. I love their designs. They're solid toys.
So good.
I mean, man, they really are. I had the Drift and the Deadlock, and I just didn't have the City Bots anymore, and I didn't just want to have just those two little guys. I wanted to have a whole bunch of them.
Right.
But I just couldn't. Again, space is a big issue for me. Even though they don't take up a whole lot, but whenever you have 100 of them, well.
Oh yeah, they start adding up. Yeah.
Right. So.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, Iron Factory is becoming like fans' toys. If you are not jumping on some of their stuff, like their Starscream, I mentioned this several times, $30, and that thing is going for $250 right now.
Absolutely, man, absolutely. And dude, that's one of those deals. You have all these these companies that are getting into this Legends game, and dude, honestly, man, and I think it's just because for me, Iron Factory pulls from those IDW designs pretty heavily.
Oh yeah, they do. Oh, yeah.
And dude, I love it. And I love that they're so detailed and they can articulate them. They look like they came out of the comic book pages. I'm just married to the chug scale. If I wasn't married to that chug scale, I would be replacing my Lost Light crew with the Iron Factory Lost Light crew.
Yeah.
But so I'm out on the Optimal Optimus and the Dragon Megatron from Iron Factory. They look great. It's just an oversaturation of those particular toys between Transart and Hasbro Takara and the originals and this and that. Anyway, it's just too much of that design. I am also out on Toy World. I don't know if I want to dive into Transmetals either at that scale. But Transform Element is I'll at least pick up those first two to check out, even if they don't message me back. I'll definitely at least check those out because they're going in the complete impossible direction by doing the organic stuff. And if I can swing it, again, because Beast Wars is such a small cast, I can have at least 14 on a little shelf or a corner of a shelf somewhere. Having a little fight, waging a little war. You build a little diorama for them. You know what I mean? That, and that's the big draw for me is because I'm getting into doing a little bit of that myself, and I want to make a big one for all my vintage toys. But then if I can make just a little Detolf shelf sized, Nature Beast Wars Season 1 backdrop looking thing, and fill it with those toys, I will absolutely do that.
I'm getting to that because I went to Hobby Lobby the other day and I bought some stuff for I'm going to take pictures with that new Jason I got from the 2009 the NECA, and I got some stuff I'm going to try to do a little bit. I'm not going to build a dial.
I saw that. I saw the greenery.
Yeah, and so I'm going to try that and see what it is. I lost my fire pit, so I had to order another one. So once I get that in tomorrow, I'm going to start trying to build some stuff and take pictures, hopefully, and expand on that. But my another question I have for y'all is, do y'all, as far as the, getting a rush, do you get more of a rush like doing the online thing or actually finding stuff out in stores?
At this point, It's online. Like, there's nothing out in the store that, and especially with like, just with Transformers and even like just Hasbro things. I really don't collect anything from another toy company besides like third parties. But like Mattel, they had the 9 Halo toys that I have, and like that's it. And I'm not gonna get any more because I don't need any more. But like I'm mostly a Hasbro guy, so like I go after the Marvel Legends, the Jim Lee X-Men stuff. But it's like I can get that on Big Bad and on Hasbro Pulse. And that's a big thing is Hasbro Pulse is like they're just making it so easy. If you bought that one thing in that one time frame to get the free shipping for the rest of the year, you're basically you have access to everything that should be in your local stores, even if it's not. Like I said, I can order all of Wave 1 and Wave 2 right now from Hasbro Pulse of Siege, and they'll be here sometime next week. And that's the rush I get now is knowing that I got something coming in the mail. Just because like, I'm not gonna find anything. There's not gonna be any kind of surprises in a retail store for me. Just at the point where I am, coupled with something like Hasbro Pulse, like having everything's there.
Okay. What about you, Tyler? What do you enjoy finding? Finding stuff out in there, or do you like online?
I like it both. It doesn't even necessarily have to be new either. Like I got a few, maybe not used, but like vintage collectible shops around me. And
Y'all,
I don't know.
y'all both have that luxury. I just don't. Like, there's nothing here.
Come on now,
Yeah, you do, man. You had that shop in Conway, wasn't it?
No, we don't.
Or
Have
they closed down. Did they close down?
Probably. I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, you remember when you sent me the picture of the pink Transmetal Primal and pink Transmetal Megatron for steals of a price?
Yeah, they went out of business. That was like it used to be Hastings. You know what Hastings is?
Yeah, no. Well, yeah. Well, that's the thing, man. The closest one I had was an hour and a half away.
They're not. No. Now we have one in Hot Springs. There's a flea market that has a bunch of old Transformers. I can go.
Okay, there you go. Like, dude, the flea market here has like dirt. Like, I can get some mud figures.
But I'm sorry, Tyler. I didn't mean to interrupt you. So what were you saying?
My bad.
I got some vintage places that I like to go check out. I'll pop into a like a Toys R Us because we still have them here.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll still go to Walmart and EB Games, which is technically just our GameStop. I don't know. I like going around for the hunt. I'm into more nerdy stuff than just Transformers, though. So like, I can find. Generally, I can find something for something in whatever my realm of collecting is.
Yeah.
Be it video games or Transformers or, model kits, stuff like that.
A good question is that we're going back to the first thing I asked. When you go out, do you buy something just to buy something because you went out?
No. Well, it depends. Sometimes I go out with the specific intent on trying to find something to buy, but I don't always buy something, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Like, I won't waste my money, but I will buy something if it's something that interests me.
Yeah.
I know if it's something like, like now I'm going to be hunting for that in-game Walmart exclusive Captain America. So I know, like, if I do, and I don't make it to a Walmart very often, but I know if I do and he's not there, I'm probably going to still look at stuff. And like, I came real close to getting the G1 Swerve reissue thing that they had, just because I like his character in the comics. You know what I mean? I love what IDW did with him as a character. So, I've got the Make Toys, I've got the Generations version. I wouldn't mind having the G1. And I almost walked out with him. I was like, better not. You know what I mean? But like, it's one of those deals where like, I'll probably still get him.
Yeah. Well,
Generation 1 Swerve?
Yeah, Generation 1 Swerve. Just because like it's one of those like it's one of those characters I really, really like. And that's like if they ever reissued G1 Springer, because I really like Springer and it's because of the comics. I would pick up a Generation 1 Springer reissue. Or if I found one at a con, maybe. Like that would be one of those buy something to buy something sort of things.
That Siege Springer looks pretty good, like pretty G1 accurate.
I've already got it on pre-order. So
That's cool.
yeah, like I said, man, I love the character.
They found the Wave 3 Deluxes already out, so I'm waiting for those.
I think I might pick up a Brunt and turn him into a Tankor.
So that's something Deluxe. What about you, man? Like, what are you like? Are you an online like excited for a package to get in the mail # Baldwin drop, or are you more apt to try to go find these out in the wild?
Well, thank you for asking. I love getting stuff. And from when I get that tracking number, I get a little excited. But I do still love going for the hunt. But it's just when I go out and I know it because my area is crap. My distribution is crap and everything. And when I went out yesterday or Saturday, I knew I wasn't going to find anything because
there's a Walmart distribution center like in Arkansas, like right there in Little Rock. What do you mean?
You would expect to find good stuff, but it's bare. I mean, Conway's trash. Little Rock is trash.
It's all because 8-Toe Mike beats everyone to it.
That is true. He goes out and buys all the MP Grimlocks all the time. He knows what I'm talking about. Come on now.
Oh, dude, I know that was good.
But when I went, like I said, I found that I went to GameStop and then I looked at it and I went outside and I was like, and I texted Tyler and I was like, man, was that figure, was it good? He's like, yeah, man, it's pretty good. Get it and everything. So I went back in and got it.
Hey.
What?
What did I say to you?
What did you say to me?
I didn't say, yeah, it's good, go get it. I said, I think it's a good figure.
Okay.
What do you think of the character? Because if you have no tie to it, there's no sense in buying it.
Okay, that's true. You called me out on that. That's fine. But I was when I went first and got into it and looked at it, I was like, man, it looks really good. I've never bought anything from McFarlane Toys before, and like I said, when I got it out and I started playing with it, it's a really good figure. I mean, it is nicely detailed. The articulation is kind of lacking a little bit, but there's enough articulation there that it makes it really fun to pose and everything. I've already taken pictures and everything, so it's a good figure, and I would buy some more from that line. But I think I still get okay. A good big thing is the new reissues in the Walmart from G1 stuff. I love walking down and seeing all that stuff. I'm so excited to see Soundwave when he finally hits, and see that that box, that comes with transformed into a cassette player, and you got the buzzsaw thing. I can't wait to see that. I'm really excited. I don't want to order that online. I want to go to the Walmart and find that because I think it's going to be it's going to bring back nostalgia. When Starscream came out, when I first finally found him in the stores, I was so giddy like a little schoolgirl, man. It was like, it brought back memories as a kid walking down the aisles of whatever, Walmart or Alco, wherever you shopped at. And so I'm really excited about that. So I get a rush on both. I love getting stuff in the mail, but I also love going hunting. But lately, hunting for a long time for now is not really fun anymore because it's the same stuff, because I see toy hunt videos all the time with people doing it and they find different stuff. If I did a toy hunt, video every week, it'd be the same stuff every week and it'd just be boring. That's why I don't usually do them. I may start trying to do them like every 2 weeks maybe, and something might change, come up and show up or something. But I know that's a long way to explain what I was talking about. But anyways, so let me ask you this question. Another question is, do you think we are hoarders? Hoarders. Is that how you say it?
Hoarders. I'm a hooer.
Are we hoarders?
Hoarders.
I think that we are not. I've watched everybody's watched the show on, A&E or whatever. I think it's A&E or whatever. And they are pretty bad. Like I don't have junk. You can see, some of my house that I don't have stuff stacked up. Now, do you think that we are considered hoarders?
We were kind of talking about this before we went live. Knee-jerk reaction, no. Or knee-jerk answer, I guess, no. But then it's just like I start to think like I was talking about, like I'll keep shipping boxes for no reason, just because I'm just like maybe I'm gonna sell something that will fit perfectly in this box, and I don't want to have to put it in a bigger box and pay more for shipping, or I want to put it in a smaller box and the thing gets damaged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I just have all these boxes for no good reason other than maybe. And that that is a side effect of it. I'd kept all of my my Japanese Beast Wars boxes until they just became so overwhelming, and I couldn't bring myself to throw them away. I had to hit up Joe, and I was like, hey man, will you pay for the shipping, and I'll send you these Japanese boxes. And he was like, yeah, he used them in some way. So I broke all the boxes down and flattened them out and put the inserts in another box. And it was two big boxes that I shipped. It was like $30 or $40, I think, just to ship boxes.
Yeah.
So sent those off to him, and it's like I'm still like, those mailer boxes, the figure subscription service stuff came in.
I still have those too.
I keep those.
I don't.
Dude, honestly, it's because there's the little insert in there, and you can put the figure in there.
Yeah, you got the little styrofoam thing. Yeah,
that's it. That's the only thing. It's just a freaking foam insert.
Mm-hmm.
But I've kept all of them, and I've that's all 6 figure subscription services. You're talking 6 and 7 figure services.
Oh yeah.
So you do the math. That's a lot of just brown mailer boxes. You know what I mean? And even just the mailer boxes that the freebie figure would come in. I just kept that box, even though there's no foam insert. I just kept it. Other boxes like Masterpiece and like the actual exclusive boxes that have the nice artwork along with the insert on them, like from the club. I keep those because those are display pieces, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still some of those Japanese boxes I kept, like for Dinobot. I kept the Japanese Dinobot box. I got 2 of them actually. Well, one came from Clutch, Bricks on the Dollar. Shout out to that guy.
Yeah.
So
I think he's drinking a soda right now.
so yeah, man. Like there is I have, but fortunately, I have it all. I have all these boxes on I got a shelf in my closet, and I mean they're side to side from the bottom of the shelf to the top. There's a little bit of space for some extras, and then I keep some under the desk that I do my reviews on. But once that overflows, I'm gonna step back and take a look at what to get rid of, and third party boxes in there too. I keep those because I'm more likely to sell third party stuff before I get rid of official stuff.
Yeah, but a lot of the third-party boxes are really Fans Tweet boxes. I could not see myself throwing away those boxes anyways because they're really nice. They're really
most of mine are MMC, and I just love the artwork on it. And it's
mm-hmm.
it's easy again, to sell some of these things and stick them in those boxes, and people want the boxes.
Yeah, I mean it adds a little value to them. So Tyler, what about you? Do you consider yourself a hoarder?
I would say it's leaning that direction.
Do you keep your boxes?
Yeah. I've been meaning to do a purge recently, to be quite honest with you. I just haven't gotten around to it. But I have a full cupboard full of boxes. I don't have many third-party figures, and I've got the, 4 Masterpiece right now? Black Rocking will be a 5 without the repaints. Yeah, so I got 4 Masterpiece, 2 third-party, and then I just got some boxes that I held on to from my vintage Beast Wars stuff. But I've been, I'm going to keep all that stuff anyway, so I don't really need to keep the boxes to sell the stuff. So it's really just a matter of getting around to it, because I've come to that decision already. But before then, it was definitely a hoarder mentality because I didn't want to get rid of anything. And I've done the same thing like Dakota said, keeping all my shipping boxes. Because what if I'm going to sell something and I need a big box for a big figure? Or that's a perfect box for one small figure. What if I want to ship something and all the boxes I have are too big and I need a small one just for one figure? Mm-hmm. And it's that kind of stuff that I've been trying to get myself away from.
Yeah.
As far as purchasing goes, hoarding and purchasing, I would say yes, I'm a hoarder. I'm a selective hoarder, but I'm a hoarder nonetheless. Because I finish one thing or I get close to the end of one thing, so I develop an affinity for something else.
Literally what I'm going through right now.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing with me in the Borderlands figures. The same thing with me in Army of Two is 2 figures. But
Well, you
it's same
kind of
with the
went through
Dead
it with
Space,
Pacific Rim too, like Phase
Pacific
Life
Rim. Yeah,
notwithstanding. But yeah, you'd kind of.
it's just like it's like I see the end in sight, and that scares me. So I want to continue doing something, so I pick up something else so that I can stay in the pocket that I'm in because I enjoy being a collector. And to be a collector, I need to collect things. I think being a collector is
See,
more about collecting the things instead of having collected those things.
I'm the opposite. I think the collector aspect is having those things. You know,
I think the chase is more. I think the chase is more enticing than
I do no. See, that's the thing.
the
Like, man,
acquiring.
the chase stresses me out. And when I say the chase, I meant specifically for those extremely hard to get items that I do have. That chase was nerve wracking
Yeah.
because it's like, again, because they are unicorns, right? Having them is so much more fulfilling than it was chasing them.
Yeah, I get you.
As far as actually collecting stuff goes, no, I don't. I'm not a hoarder because, again, I keep it all condensed into one room. And as new things come out and I need to make some more space,
Then your mom's China cabinets get sacrificed.
well, yeah, like that's where the Gundams are. But like, honestly, the Gundams are just conversation piece. Like Gundams, I feel is something like you can have out in the open. Transformers is like that, like that crazy girl who loves cats a whole bunch.
Nah.
It's like that dirty, dingy collection of CDs that you still hold on to without the cases.
I still got some CDs, man. I got tons of CDs. Mr. Fisher, Mr. Josh Fisher's in the chat. He said, and I think this is too easy. It's easier to pack them in their boxes. Like if you're moving, and a lot of people, are not moving or not, they're not going to just get up and everything. I plan to move. Hopefully, one of these days, we plan to move and everything. So it is a lot easier to have the box. You just, transform them or whatever, or leave them in their, robot mode. You just stuff them in the box, and you're easy, easy peasy. It's ready to go. So
yeah, it's a game of Tetris.
Yeah, exactly.
I always look at it that way too. Like, what if it's something? Because that's something that's always in the back of my mind. Like, well, what if I'm gonna move, or what if I gotta pack some stuff in a hurry? Like, we live close to a pretty well-known Air Force base. So if like things hit the hand in the real world, if things hit the fan in the real world, and I gotta get in a vehicle and just book it 100 miles an hour south. You know what I mean? Like,
you don't get a vehicle. You get in a boat. You get in a swamp.
There's some stuff. Now I'm just saying, man. Like, there's some stuff I'm gonna pull out of that room, and there's some stuff that's just gonna have to stay, and hope the fallout it survives the fallout.
Yeah, that's why you buy 3 of each.
That's true.
One for beast mode, one for robot mode, and one for fallout mode.
You always gotta have a fallout mode, man. Especially.
Yeah, man. I just need to invest in a bunker and end of the world nuclear bunker.
Set the world on fire. You're gonna get hit with AdSense.
Let me ask you. That's a good question. That's a good thing, Dakota. Now, if crap hits the fan, are you really gonna grab Transformers to go with you?
That's the thing, man. All I need to make sure is like I have my dog under my arm. Other than that,
I got Gator. Yeah.
I have 3 boxes that are close by the collection room, and there's bubble wrap in them, and it's a very quick because it's every time like there's inclement weather coming, I pack up the most crucial items, and I stick them in the most centrally secure part of my home. And just in case something does happen, I have at least the impossible to find and overly expensive things.
But is that all 3 of each, or is that just 1 of each?
That's just 1 of each. Like, so, it would be like the sealed. I'll take that back. For the MPs, it's 2. It's the sealed, the autographed, which is the sealed, and then one of each loose that I that I put there.
Well, let me ask you this: why would you want to grab, like, if everything's gonna hit the fan, and it's about the end of the world? Why would you grab that stuff? Because it's not gonna be worth anything.
That's the thing. It's just because like I want to make sure I still have it. Like it's not the fact that it's can I sell it for something later?
Oh,
it's because I enjoy it.
Okay.
I enjoy it
personal
so
work.
much. I don't want to spend like the rest of my days in a post-apocalyptic wasteland without it.
Without your plastic crack, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you. I wonder what would be. Let me ask you this: what would be the one figure that you would grab if everything's going, bad, like a fire? Just I don't want anything bad to happen, like I always say. But if that fire happened, what would be the thing you would grab? Tyler, what would you grab first, or the only thing you could grab?
Why does that have to
My
be
wife,
one?
because if she made it out without me, I'd never hear the end of it.
Okay, I'm just saying a toy. If your wife will hopefully get out, she will know to get out by herself. I hope so.
He just kicks her in the face if it's at night. I hope she woke up. It just starts moving.
It would be no, it wouldn't be just one thing. It'd be two things. It would be
You can't.
Megatron and Optimus Primal. No, I can. I got two hands. You just said she could take care of herself.
Okay, that's true. Okay, fine. Okay, and Dakota, what would be the one or two thing that you could grab, please? Since Tyler
God,
wants to
dude.
make an exception to my question.
If she can't take care of herself, then it's just Megatron.
Okay.
Uh, it would definitely be at least two. Green Ramulus would be one of them. Again, impossible. But the second one, it's like, dude, I would burn up in that fire, debating whether or not I wanted to take my 2001 BotCon Tigatron or my Masterpiece Dino. It'd probably be the Tigatron because I could still get a Masterpiece Dinobot after the fire. But
Yeah, that's true.
but then it's like, well, I can get a replacement one of those for $500, but do I grab my 2006 Megatron that is going to cost $3,000 to replace?
Look at you, money bags. Golly.
So, dude, it's a real fear. Like it's in my collection room. I don't leave anything plugged into the wall outlets when I'm not in there.
Well, that's good. I think I need to do that too because I got stuff just hanging out everywhere. I know y'all gonna be surprised, but I would grab my Make Toys Starscream. I know it's a hard thing to believe.
I thought it would have been in the Takara one.
Nah, man, it's a Make Toys.
That
Man, the
Make
Make Toys.
Toys one looks perfect.
Yeah.
I thought about replacing my Skywarp with the Make Toys Skywarp.
You should.
Oh yeah, Matt, have you thought about replacing your slogan with "Hail Make Toys"?
I could. I should. I should do a Hell Legends, just like a Hell Iron Factory, or what are the New Age and Hell Magic Square. That's all I love right now, dude. I was going through my boxes, just like talking about boxes. I opened up my things, and I have tons of Legend boxes, just little small boxes. That's all I have. You can see everywhere. So I need to go through. I want to do a purge and everything. I don't know. I don't want to throw away anything, but I need to because I'm just have so much stuff and everything. So,
I hear you.
well, it looks like we've been on almost an hour. So, I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank you two first of all, coming on and taking time out of your busy schedule. We were supposed to do this yesterday, but stuff comes up. And I just want to say thank y'all so much for joining me again. I had a wonderful time. I love doing this. This is really fun. I want to do this more often because it just, gets to talk about a topic and, you get, talk with friends and everything. So I thank y'all very much for coming on.
Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, thanks for having us. And also, you can always come talk topics on us with us on Stasis Lock.
Well, speaking of Stasis Lock, why don't you plug what y'all are doing?
Oh, Stasis Lock? What?
So coming up for Stasis Lock, man.
It's our weekly Wednesday Beast Wars show. It's on my channel, Primal Sabbath. This week we have Carjudo fan subs on for some Q&A, and we also have a collector interview guest spotlight of Josh Lawrence from SLB Vlog.
Yep, he's a wonderful dude. He's one of my good friends, man.
So yeah, like we got a guest double feature this week. So that's what we'll be doing, and Josh has a topic to discuss with us, and looking forward to getting into that. Don't want to give anything away, right?
Real serious lack.
Save it for the show.
Yep.
So, and you also do reviews. I don't know. Tell them about what you do on reviews, man.
Oh man, right now I'm burning through some Beast Machines toys, and I was wanting to do the Japanese, the Neo toys. I think that's all I had left was Beast Machines and Neo, but I'm pretty much Beast Wars and exclusives centric on my channel. Those are the two things that appeal to me. So you can check those out there if you want to.
Cool. I'll put your link into the description and everything. Tyler, you got a new show that you do now, so tell everybody about that.
Oh, all right. Well, I got a few shows that I do.
Put up the Cheetos and just
They're not Cheetos, they're Ruffles.
Okay, my bad.
Sorry, I haven't eaten today. I do a couple shows. I do Stasis Lock with Dakota here. And if he ever decides that he likes G1 more than Beast Wars, it'll be a sad day because Stasis Lock will be over, and I'll make sure of it. I do another show with Jed and Brother Kyle from the Black Out and Shout Camp and newly appointed co-host Matthew Deluxe Baldwin on the Back and Forth podcast, where we talk about music and movies from each other's different generations. I'm the youngest one, so the filthy millennial. Brother Kyle's the Gen Y, and Matt and Jed are the Gen X's.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started my own podcast, inspired from all the lovely shows on the Cool Table and Blackout and Shout. My show is called The Tedious Podcast, and you will find such sub-shows like Stitched and Stapled, which is mainly metal music, Broken Controllers, which is video games and other nerdy stuff, and some other stuff that's going through a little bit of a transition period, but I'll make it happen. And you can find that on Podbean at The Tedious Podcast.
Okay. Nice. Very nice. So you got a lot of stuff going on. So like I said, thank you very much for coming on this wonderful day. It's Memorial Day. Well, it's not a wonderful day because it's time of morning, but I just want to say thank you very much for coming on. And I want to thank everybody that came in and watched and everything, and even the guy that gave me the thumbs down again. I love you. I still love you.
Oh, we see you,
dude.
Bobby.
I got one of those. I got one of those on Stasis Lock. I was pretty happy.
They still watching it, so that's all that matters. I still love you.
But I know, dude. Love it.
Actually, before we go, Matt, thank you guys very much on SCU for giving us so much love when you guys were talking about Black Arachnia, when you pulled up our page and gave us love for for the Stasis Lock show. Really appreciate that.
We try to support, we try to support everybody. We're all full of love for everybody.
We all
equal opportunity
like
supporter.
Cousins.
Yeah, we're all step cousins, man. But yeah, like I said, I want to say thank you very much for coming in. Hit that like button. It helps the channel out. I really appreciate that. And if you want to see more of this stuff, and if anybody wants to come on, and like I say, when I do the round 30, when I do this, if you want to come on and chit chat about Transformers, even you, Dalton, just hit me.
I was going to say, except for you, Dalton, but you beat me to it.
If you want to come on, and talk Transformers with me and some other people and have a good time, just hit me up in my DMs and everything, or hit me up on Instagram or Twitter, whatever you want to do, and we'll make it happen because it's a really good time, and I love everybody, and I just want everybody to have fun. So I guess I will see you on the next Let's Talk Transformers Live, and as always, Hell Hasbro, or Hell Transformers, Hell Beast Wars, whatever you want to hail. And
Hasbro.
Folks.
Yeah. Hail Satan!
Oh,
except for that.
Except for that.